Have you heard of carbon credits? Let's talk about it. A carbon credit is like a permission slip. One credit represents 1 ton of carbon dioxide that has been either removed from the atmosphere or prevented from going into the atmosphere. So those credits come from projects that could either plant or protect forests, distribute clean cook stoves in rural communities, for example, build renewable energy like solar, wind, or hydro. Here's some facts you may not know. Zimbabwe is one of the top 3 carbon credit producers in Africa. In fact, about 13% of the continent's supply of carbon credits is coming from Zimbabwe, behind Kenya and Gabon. Our biggest project was the Kariba REDD Plus project, nearly 785,000 hectares of forest in the Zambezi Valley. So over a decade, it generated more than $100 million in revenue. But that project blew up. Back in 2023, the New Yorker magazine and other outlets exposed that Kariba was vastly overestimating the deforestation it was preventing. In May that year, our then information minister declared all carbon credits null and void. The whole market crashed in Zimbabwe. The government then rebuilt. Statutory Instrument 48 of 2025 was passed. The Zimbabwe Carbon Markets Authority, or ZICMA, was set up. And in May last year, Zimbabwe launched the world's first blockchain-based national carbon registry. CORSIA, that's the Carbon Offsetting and Reduction Scheme for International Aviation, is the global system that requires airlines to buy carbon credits to offset their emissions. It's overseen by ICAO, the UN's aviation body. This week, the Ministry of Environment, Climate and Wildlife issued out a statement that said the decision by the Gold Standard Foundation, in light of the ICAO Technical Advisory Board recommendations to delay the recognition of their eligibility, is an open affront to the objectives of CORSIA and risks causing significant financial harm to innocent Zimbabwean communities. What's happening here? The Gold Standard Foundation, which is one of the world's main carbon credit registries, has delayed labeling Zimbabwe's CORSIA credits as eligible. And the reason that is given is something called the Continuous Maintenance Rule, which is about how host countries track and adjust for credits over time. The ministry says, "We urgently call for the immediate harmonization of these frameworks so that African nations are no longer unjustly punished for leading the way in transparent, high-integrity climate action." So the government here in Zimbabwe is essentially saying Zimbabwe followed the rules, Zimbabwe built the registry that was required, Zimbabwe completed every requirement, the credits are valid, legally distinct units on Gold Standard's own registry, and now ICAO, this aviation regulator, is telling us that our credits don't count. This is a big deal because the global voluntary carbon market is worth around $2 billion. Compliance market, CORSIA being a key part of it, is much bigger, growing faster, and Africa's share could hit $6 billion per year by 2030. This is an entire industry that barely exists locally.